Hello and welcome back to Holopon Solo Sagas. So today we are starting our 9th episode of Cyberpunk Red. We will be focusing this session on probably stuff to do with the economy. We will be refreshing our team's lifestyle, a bit of healing because Timu quite badly got damaged, and probably generating a night market using the guide within the Cyberpunk Red core book for them to go shopping to prep for their next job. Let's get on with it. So after that very short intro with the AI animated bits cut out, because apparently it deeply offends some people, we should probably recap what happened last session. Now, last session was a members only session. It was episode 8B. So what I will let past me do a quick recap of what happened in that session. The battlefield is cleared. The police officer and Pondsmith will get the three of them together. I think the only person who got hit in that was Timu. So Timu is going to do... Timu is seriously injured. He stabilises himself. So there, he's sitting on the floor trying to patch himself up. Owen's panting. The Pondsmith comes over and says, "Thank you. That's very good." He takes out his device, his agent, and he clears the transfer for the bounty. The bounty comes through to them, which is $6,000, which means that they've got 10,700. They've earned a lot over the last few days. So they're going to need to go, they need to heal up. They need to go shopping and patch themselves up. They might need better body armor. And Miriam is going to need to hack the files and find out what happened. If you'd like to see the whole of this combat, how you get about doing that is this is a members only battle. You can look at the underneath or follow the link which will come up here and join the membership where you will have early access to all the videos that are released. You have little icons, pretty little icons, especially for you. You will be part of the Adventurers Guild community, which is building up. The more of you that come together, I'm asking my daughter how you make Discord, so we can get a Discord going together. There will be special episodes like this, and The Walking Dead Series 2 is going to be produced and released as a members only video. It won't affect anybody's normal. I'll still be doing 3 a week, the normal series, the normal cadence, but The Walking Dead is going to be for members only. Easy enough, join that. There you go, there's past me, who is a 1 year younger version of me. So we have our team. So our team, that was all Friday night. So they would have got in, Timu would have been absolutely shattered, and that was Friday night. Friday being the 30th of September, which means this, as they wake up Saturday morning, it is now the 1st of October. Now, on the 1st of October, how the system works, they have to pay their rent. They have to pay their rent and pay for their lifestyle. Once that's paid out, they are sorted. Now, as you saw during that recap, they made $6,000 on the bounty from that episode. That added to them the amount of money that they earned from the Steel Girls and everything else, means they now have a total of 10,700 euro bucks between them. Now, the cargo container costs 1,000 in rent. It is slightly tightly packed for the 3 of them, having Timu there. So they would be starting to get grumpy with Timu, and they might be thinking about moving out to somewhere new, which will cost a bit more. They could get a 2-room apartment or an apartment building somewhere else, and we will have a look probably over the next few episodes. We'll have a look around to see what it is. But this episode, we're going to cover quite a bit of time in duration chronologically, because Timu has to heal, Miriam has to heal, they need to go shopping, and also on the 4th, Tuesday the 4th, Owen is going to go into therapy, so we'll deal with that as well. So, cargo container, 1,000 euro bucks paid. Next, we have their lifestyle. Now, based on their lifestyle is the things they get for free, i.e. they don't have to worry about paying for it. certain levels of food, certain bits of entertainment, going out for a drink, things like that. Now, at the moment, what we have is Temu has chosen that Temu wants to do the either good pre-pack or fresh food as a lifestyle. Fresh food is $1.5 grand per month. They don't have the money for that. But Temu does want the good pre-pack. That means you get 1 meal of generic pre-pack and 2 of good per day. So that's nice food. You get an account to cover your agent and data and various other things. And you can also make international calls for about 10 minutes, which would be useful for Temu. You can have entertainment, cheap entertainment every day. So maybe a couple of beers a day, or going seeing a brain dance. And then once a month, you can have like an expensive night out. And transportation, you can get a cab every day. You've also got a bus pass or a transit pass, but you can get a cab every day, and once a month you can hire a car for 24 hours. That's what Temu has. That costs $600 a month, dropping them down to $9,100. Now, Temu and Miriam, because they're both verging on that line, they seem to be quite happy with just a generic pre-pack. Now, generic pre-pack means you have 1 meal of kibble, so you've got one sort of a generic-y sort of low-grade protein bar that tastes like Play-Doh. You have that once a day, maybe for lunch or maybe for breakfast. And you have 2 of like low-grade pill pack noodles or preheat pack food or microwave meal food type food. Look at me, all fancy. When I was a student, I loved that stuff. Twice a day. You've got your data for your agent, which is fine. You can't really make international calls, but you can send international emails. Once a week, you can go out for a drink, but there's no big spender night out that Temu goes and has on his own. Transportation is you have your bus and your train pass, and also once a week, you can get a cab. So basically, one day a week, they can get a cab out between them and get a cab back between them. That is $300. They're going to stick on that at the moment. So that would be $600, leaving them with $8,500 left. Now, all of their stuff is now paid for the month, unless Miriam and Owen want to go and get a cab more often. We will charge them specifically. They want to go out drinking every day of the week, we will charge them on top of it. Or they can decide to upgrade their lifestyle. At this point, they're not upgrading this lifestyle because they're probably going to have to go and buy themselves an apartment soon. Now, we will also do, it's the beginning of the month, we're going to use the humanity loss and gain tables, which you can get from the Edge Runners mission kit. Now, they give you specific things that you can either increase or decrease humanity based on things that have happened to you during either individual incidents. So you walk into some horrific thing in a room, you might get humanity loss for it, or from things that you've got going on at the moment. So what we're going to say for the 3 of them is that for their long-term environmental humanity loss effects, they did spend their last month living a non-fresh food, good pre-packed lifestyle. Though Temu did a good pre-pack, and they spent most of their time in a major city and thus experienced oppressive information overload. All 3 of them, we're going to say they did that, which is one thing. But they do have 2 things in their advantage for humanity gain. That is, they all have at least one true friend and meaningful interaction with a minimum of once last month. They live together and they all are true friends. You interacted with your family, found or otherwise, at least once last month, which they did do because of the way they are. So unlike some of the stories where you've got where everybody is thrown together, these have formed a little unit. So that gives them a net gain of 1d6 humanity each. Now, their maximum humanity they can have is reduced by 2 points for each piece of cyberware that they have on them. So we would have, let's go through each of them. So Owen, who at the moment is on 13 humanity, gets 1d6 for the way they live, 4. So going to 17 humanity points. Still doesn't bring him up from his empathy of 1. Timu, who is on 61 humanity from 80, gets 6, going to 67. Miriam, who is on 26 humanity from 40, which means she's technically got an EMP of 2, an empathy of 2. She gets 5, which puts her to 31. Now let me double check how much cyberware she's got on her and see what her max possibly is. So she only has 1 piece of cyberware, which is her interface plugs, which means that her max is dropped only by 2 humanity. So her maximum humanity at the moment is 38, unless she takes her cyberware out. We'll work that out for Owen as well whilst we're here. Owen has 4 pieces of cyberware, 2 sets of big knucks and chipware slot with tactile booster, because I had this whole idea of him being able to sense people by putting his hand on the floor, but he's never actually done that. But he might need to do that if they go creeping anywhere. He also has shift-tacked eyes, a biomonitor and a contraceptive implant. Those don't affect permanent humanity loss. Timu has 5. Timu has his cyber audio suite with an internal agent, a voice stress analyzer. He has 1 set of rippers and he has a subdermal pocket. So Timu's max is 70. So Miriam's empathy rather, has increased to 3, which means that she's starting to recover from her borderline dissociative disorder, which means that she is slightly starting to, so she's coming to terms with who Owen is, and now we'll slightly play her so she's not so invested, because she's slightly coming to terms with things, and maybe that relationship is starting to work its way through. So, what do we have next to deal with? We've dealt with our rent, we've dealt with the humanity loss and gain. So next we have the fact that Timu is injured. Now Timu is down to 4 hit points. How you heal naturally is and he's stabilised himself and he stabilised Miriam. How you naturally heal is your body stat per day of rest. So Timu is going to have to rest for 6 days to get back up onto full body stat. That is fine. That means he's resting until the 6th of October. Miriam needs to rest for 4 days to get back to top. That means Miriam is resting until the 4th of October. The 4th of October is where Owen goes into therapy. So what we might do is we might go through. Miriam is going to attempt to fix all of their armour, and she's going to attempt to hack this file to try and find out the information she needs. We'll do that first. First off, we'll say that during the first few days, so up until the 4th of October, they're resting, they're recovering, they've paid their bills, they're sorted from that. Then they're going to have to go, then they'll go shopping after, at the tail end of recovery, when Timu might be feeling a bit better. So when he's back up to be not on seriously wounded anymore, which would be approximately on the 4th of October when Owen goes into therapy. So let's have first, Miriam is going to attempt to crack that information, and then we will see where, well, I know where I want them to be. So we said the gang, I've got minis that I want to use for the bozos. So we'll say it's the bozos gang, is that Caius is helping the bozos with a job at the moment. He is re-established at a workshop with them. So he's working with them. Long term, short term, he's working with them. And we know the dates, and we'll make sure the dates come in after the 11th of October, because that's when Owen will be out of therapy. So we're going to try and track down where Gaius is and crack that file that we went to go and get. Which means that we need Miriam to make, let's give her a cryptography roll. So she's going to use cryptography to attempt to decipher the information in that file and then find out where they are, so as we can have that skirmish. Now to get that skirmish, now depending on how she rolls, will depend on what we decide to let them know about. So she's got a 12. We could give interface on top of it because it is a file, so that's a 16, 17, 18. 18 is a professional success, so we can say that she decrypts the file, finds out where they are, Does she know how many people? No, but we'll say that Timu is going to have to do some streetwise stuff. Now this is because either he is going to know how many people are there and be able to get help from the Steel Girls, or they're not going to know it and we're going to put these three into a difficult situation, basically. So we've done that. So this is over the next few days. Over the few days, they're staying at home a lot. They're watching the streams. They're watching various different comedy series that are past and present from various different places. Maybe the Miriam and Timu, who are both Mongolian and speak Mongolian, they've got some Mongolian soap operas that they're watching. Owen doesn't understand it. Owen's working on his app that Miriam keeps hassling him about working on the app. So Owen's doing that, and Miriam will be attempting to fix their armor. So all of their armor has reduced, has been ablated, and also Owen has his pack shield that got ablated. Now, if you look up in the core book, to repair things depends on the cost of the thing. Now, all of these things are premium cost, which is 100 credits, which is a DV of 17. So Miriam is going to get a DV of 17 because I think Miriam's basic tech is the best out of all of them. Miriam, in her big, shiny Asia pop hair with her tight, leathery clothes, is going to be on the makeshift kitchen table that they have in the cargo. So a small table with tools, attempting to fix up their stuff. We will say that it will cost 100 credits, Eurobucks rather, in materials to fix it, and she will attempt to fix all of them. She needs to roll a DV of 17. She has her base skill of 12 in basic tech. They do have between them a variety of different toolkits, but they don't have a tech scanner. That costs £1,000. So she can't get a +2. Now, can we give her a +2 in something else? By giving her a complimentary roll, or one of the other two can give a complimentary roll. I don't think any of the others have got a skill that they'll be able to complement that with. So she'll just get a basic roll. So she's got a 12. She'll attempt to do the shield first. She needs to beat a 17, which means she needs 18s, which means she needs to roll 6s. 8. So she fixes Owen's shield. Owen's shield pack is fixed. Now, Owen's body armor, at the moment on a 9 from 11, fails. So Owen's body armor is not repaired. Timu's body armor, which is right down to a 5, fails. That fails. 16. Yep, that fails. And then her own body armor. Oh, passes. Okay. So they are going to have to go out shopping and get someone to fix this, which will probably cost as much as it costs to get new armor, which I think is 100. So that armor, so the repairs is done. Now, Owen has been using, we're now reaching the 4th of October. We'll say Owen needs to go into therapy. So Owen has been using the app that Miriam purchased for him, which helps, it's called Brainwasher. Owen needs to roll a D10 on an even. The therapy is completed a day early. On an odd, it takes an extra day. Even. So he's been working diligently on this app. He goes into therapy. Instead of coming out on the Tuesday the 11th, he can come out on Monday the 10th. He's still coming backwards and forwards every day, but he's spending the day there speaking to therapists. There's medications involved, which is part of what the cost is, and he is able to recover. So we'll say he spends most of the day there. So we can also do that. They will be going to a night market during this time, and we'll roll the night market. But first off, we'll see what humanity gain does Owen get from going to the therapist all that time, and he comes out a day early on Monday the 10th of October. So this was for extreme humanity loss. He regains 4d6 of the lost humanity points. So afterwards, he's speaking to the therapist. He sees a few therapists as he goes through the week, mainly one, and then he's referred to other ones for different stuff as they do some preliminary testing. There's some brain dance type stuff that they put him into. There's medications to help and make him more susceptible to influence. 4 plus 4 is 8. He gets 8 points back, which isn't great. 8 points back puts him on 25, which means his empathy goes to 2. It's not the best, so he doesn't get a fantastic result from it, which possibly, so he now has only 1. So let's think. He's starting to understand more about the impacts of his behaviour. So he no longer has that lack of remorse, so he would be nicer to Miriam. Let's see, poor behaviour. Maybe he's just got the impulsivity. He's just got his impulsivity rather than poor behaviour control. He's still a bit impulsive. He's a bit impulsive and he finds paying attention to things difficult. So he's out. Basically, it means that he wanted to get speedwear. Speedwear would possibly give him 4d6 humanity loss. He would be worse. It would be worse than when he went in with that. So he might not be getting speedwear, in which case I had some other ideas. So they are going to go, so they come out, it's so sometime between the 4th and the 10th, Timu will go and do Timu's going to go and start asking questions and find out if he can get more information about the bozos and where they are situated and various things like that. So basically, so as they can try. So what we did is normally it would be quite easy. They need to get the evidence that Miriam didn't attack 24/7 to stop various things attacking them. Now the next part of the arc we rolled was skirmish. So skirmish indicates something very much like the last episode, which was the members only. Where we'll have a few characters against a few characters, basically like a combat zone battle. And because we've got the big monitor now that you would have seen on that little snippet that Past Me showed you, we could do a skirmish. Now a skirmish infers to me more than just 3v3, it infers to me something a bit bigger. Now because of that, it doesn't work that we go around his apartment and we just beat him up. He needs to be somewhere. Now, if he's somewhere, where is he? Now, that was where we go. Maybe he's helping a gang with some of the work that they're doing, because then we can hit the gang. And now I've got some bozo miniatures that Mandy got me for my birthday, which was, well, it's real time. It's tomorrow. And so I'd like to use those. Now, for us to find out where the base is, where Caius is going to be, and the bozos, we will need to do, so she's hacked the data so we know he's helping the bozos, but we don't know where. So we'll give Timu a streetwise roll to try and find out where it is. Now, if he doesn't know where it is, he'll have to go to the Steel Girls. And even if we get help from the Steel Girls, we're going to owe the Steel Girls and we're going to have some do a job for them. And we will randomly roll the job if it gets to that point. But for now, sorry to go on a bit of a windy thing, we're going to use his operator skill plus streetwise, which gives him a total of 15. And we're going to say that for him to work out where it is, he takes a professional fixer, which means he needs to roll 18s. 9 plus 15 is a 23. 23 is a heroic. It's almost incredible. So we will say he knows where the base is. He knows the numbers. I've got 6 bozo minis. We will say that they are we'll work out how many Steel Girls. So he will have gone to the Steel Girls, and so also during this period of time. Now for him to go to the Steel Girls, he wants to make a deal with them. Now, is that a haggle roll? It's not really trading, so he's not using his trading skill. This would be persuasion. So he's going to use persuasion. So first off, he's going to use his streetwise, including his operator, to try and get a +2 on this. Which would be, so that's a 20. 20 seems fine to me. That's professional level. It's not quite heroic. Now, Next, he's going to try and persuade them to help him. Now, if he can get heroic level, they'll just do it because he's persuaded them. If he can get a heroic level roll, he's persuaded them. Anything which means basically a 22, if he can roll 22 and above, he's convinced them, they'll come help. And we'll give a few gangers, steel girl gangers, to come and help. If he can't convince them, then they will come and help for a fee, which is they have to do a job in exchange. Straight afterwards, they need to do a job. And I was thinking about it because we gave them the manifest, maybe they can find something. So we'll roll something. I mean, if we could do hijacking a van, that would be cool because we might be able to do some driving combat in that. But we'll do a roll and see if it is, depending on what his role is. So he's got streetwise of persuasion of 11 plus 2 gives him a 13. Let's see what he rolls. We could give him. No, he's got his plus 2, which is 13. So he's got 13s total. Oh no, okay. So that was all that over nothing. So that gives 14. That's in 11s. So he fumbles it. So they're happy to see him because he did the job for them. They got the brain. That sold fine. They're really excited. He looks a bit knackered and is a bit beaten up still. He's still all covered in bandages. They think that's quite amusing. He tells the stories. They're getting bored. They wander off. They come back. He then says, can you do this for us? And they go, fine. That manifest, we've got a job. So we'll need to roll a job. And they have to do it for free. So what we'll say is that definitely what the job is it's getting some cyberware that's being moved into Night City, and they can see it on the manifest documents. So one way or another, that's the sort of job that we have to try and resolve for free for them after they've helped by sending some steel girls with us to go and take out the bozos. That bit's done. Now, let's do a night market. So how we generate a night market is we go to the core book. We can then randomly roll a night market. Now, anything Temu wants to get for anyone, which is 500 or less, then we can get that in a night market. If they want to get anything which is 1,000, Temu has to make a streetwise roll. He can include his operator of 17 to try and get it. Now, I did write a few things that I thought that, including pharmaceuticals, that they might need. There's some software that Miriam needs because the worm on her deck got fragged on the run against the apartment. She also might want some speedware. There is a better deck and maybe a tech scanner, and some of the pharmaceuticals might help Miriam and help Owen, particularly because he can't get the speedware that he wanted at this present moment in time. He's going to need to go back into therapy. So they advise he comes back for more therapy. That's going to cost another £1,000, which would be 7,400 left. So he hasn't booked that in yet though, but he's got that saved. So we roll a d6 to find out the type of goods sold primarily at the night market. 2. Personal electronics, gizmos, gadgets galore. You can even find black ice if you hit the shadier stalls. And also, so at this night market, Temu takes them to a night market. It's sprung up. It's in the I think Japantown is near. Oh, maybe we'll go over to Night City University. It's not that far. Food and drugs. So what we do, so basically this night market that we've gone to specialises in personal electronics and food and drugs. Next, we roll a d10 for each one of those categories. So 6 for the personal electronic items, 8 for the food and drugs. Then we roll on this massive table on page 338 and 339 for the number of things, so the things that we find, the major things that we find on the shelves. Of course, at any time Temu can get us, because we've got a fixer, Temu can get us stuff worth 500 and less, always, without any worries whatsoever, no streetwise rolls at all. These are specific things at this night market. So if it was only Owen and Miriam going, they wouldn't be able to get anything of 500 or less. They would only be able to get these things. So, yellows is 10s. We'll do personal electronics first. O2, an agent. We don't want one. 90, music player, radio scanner. So we're going around, we're looking at all of these things on the shelves. These are the sorts of things we're saying. 69, tech scanner. We might pick that up actually. It's just on the shelves. So Miriam will say, oh, that would have helped fix that armour for everyone's armour. 39. So they're going around, they're chatting as they're going about. Disposable cell phone. Talking to the people at the stores. Miriam's trying to make quite a lot of friends, particularly because she's looking to get into higher up in the echelons. Homing tracer for hackers. So she's talking to a lot of people, seeing if anyone knows anyone. What was that market called? Can't remember. 77, a radar detector. So the one thing that we like the looks of, which we won't need to do a DV17 street rolls roll for, is the tech scanner. So we might do that, but first we'll go around and we're looking at all the food and drugs that are on out there on those bits. 71. Fresh veggies. We might buy some of this stuff because this might give us a better humanity roll next time. 63. Live fish. 79. Veggies, root vegetables. 95. Exotic vegetables. We won't get those. Too expensive. 08. Packaged goods. Won't get that. 92. Exotic vegetables. 62. Live fish. You should re-roll that one. 16. Grain. And finally, 93. Exotic vegetables. I'm going to push that up to street drugs because Temu can get that anyway. Alright, so we are going to get the fresh version live. So we're going to spend 200 on fresh food that we're going to take back after to help us with the healing in October. And we're going to get a tech scanner, which is 1,200 in total, leaving us 6,200. Now, some of the stuff that we are also going to get that we will ask Temu to try and source is the pharmaceutical supplement called 6 Gun. 6 Gun is found in the Hornets Pharmacy DLC from the R. Talzorian website. It has a primary effect that lasts 4 hours, reduces the person's move and ref, but increases their speed by +2 whilst they are jacked in. They can spend 1 humanity point to gain 1 additional net action whilst under the effects of 6 Gun. It has a DV17 to resist becoming addicted to it. So they are going to get three doses of 6 Gun, which will cost 300 in total, taking them to 5,900. It's actually 6,000, but they've got 1,000 put aside for Owen to get more therapy. Owen is going to want, as they're doing that, to get some synth substance, which will increase his reflex by 1. He's going to ask for Temu to source 3 doses of that. That's only 60 credits, leaving 5,840. That will give a reflex of +1, which would mean that Owen can dodge bullets now. So he will be talking to people in the market, trying to find out how he can get his reflexes to be better. They're going to be talking about people are going to be trying to sell cyberware to him. There's going to be sort of backyard docs trying to do that. Miriam will be trying to convince Owen, no, don't do that. Someone's going to suggest, well, there's pharmaceutical ways of doing it. Miriam will go, do that. Just do that. Buy that. That's better. Buy that. Just don't get any more of that stuff. Like, you've only just started to, because we'll say this is during the time, so you're starting to recover. I can see that you're looking better. So it's not quite the 10th yet. You're looking better because of it. So don't don't go back down there, though Owen knows secretly in his heart of hearts, as soon as he's had a second lot of therapy done, he's going straight to the docks, the Ripper docks, and he's going to get more hardware put in. I got that, I got that, I got that. Miriam is now saying, I've got to replace my software because of it being destroyed. Whilst we're doing that, we are going to be going in. There are times that we're going to have me go in, and I am going to go up against Caius. Now, if I'm going against Caius and I have to go up against other netrunners, I'm not equipped at the moment. What I really could do with is a better deck. Owen might say, what I could do with is a better gun. How much is a high quality firearm for Owen? So Owen has a handgun of 11. If he could get a excellent quality, very heavy pistol, I mean, he can. I tell you what we'll do is, Temu, that'll cost 500. Temu is going to, whilst they're at the night market, Temu is going to attempt to sell the 2 heavy SMGs that they got. Now, whilst they're at the night market, they're talking to people, they're going around. Temu's taken in a holdall the 2 heavy SMGs, and he's going to attempt to sell them, which is a haggle roll. Now, the base level haggle means you can plus or minus 10% from purchase. So he could have tried haggling for the stuff that they've bought so far. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see. So they've spent, what have they spent? They've spent about £1,000. Let's say they've spent 1,500. He's going to try and do a haggle roll for that. Whilst they're going around, so he needs to get, he has to beat theirs, doesn't he? So let's say that Temu has a trading of 11, which gives him a skill of 2. If we say that they are the bare minimum mook, they also have an 11 for that. But he's a fixer with a 4. Also, they don't have the 4, which gives him a 17. He's the blues. They've got 11. They're the yellows. So they've got 20. He has got. So he's got 15. He beats them by 1. So he has 15 plus 6 is 21. They have 11 plus 9 is 20. So he beats them by 1. So he gets 150 back from haggling. He is going to attempt to sell the SMGs to somebody else. We'll give them a 2, which means they have a 13. He has a 15. They get. No, he can't get. So he only gets 200. He can't get an extra 10% for that. He fails that roll. So they've made 350. If they buy a very heavy pistol for Owen, Owen has a very heavy pistol, which is normal one, which is 100, and a heavy pistol, which is normal one is 100. All right, we'll do the same thing again. So Temu's going to attempt to sell it. So that'll be 200. Attempt to sell them for 200. We'll say that they've got a 13. He's got a 15. So they get 14. He gets 18. So they sell that for 220, which gives them 570, and then they use 500 of that plus the 70 to buy Owen a high quality, very heavy pistol. Now, being high quality, it means it's all shiny, it's chromed, it looks cool, the slide is smooth. He will probably have to get a new shoulder holster for it to fit in, because his current shoulder holster is set for his pistols. It slides nice, but it gives him mechanically a +1 for his attack roll, which means technically they still have 5,840 left. Miriam is going to want to see if she can get a better deck, which means first off, Temu needs to roll an 18 on his streetwise, which is a 15. Oh yeah, so Temu can get a better deck for Miriam, which would give 9 program slots. So that goes. This is how basically the economy works. This is a shopping episode, isn't it? And then she's going to go and get a Worm, a Hellbolt, and Speeder Gonzalez software. which are all easy to purchase because they're under 500 and Temu doesn't need to roll for that. And then they're going to spend the rest of the stuff they've got, living a high life for a bit, leaving them with £3,000. So Owen will come out of, actually, Owen's going to come out of therapy feeling a bit better about himself, feeling a bit guilty. He will take Miriam out for the night. This also means that I get to spend money, which will clear some money. So he will take her to a luxury hotel for the night, which costs 500. So Temu gets the cargo container to himself. They're going to go have a world-class restaurant meal, grand, with a few drinks. And that is what he's going to do to try and say sorry for the way he's been behaving recently. And then, of course, he's going to take a load of money and a load of narcotics and go hurt people for a living. So that would leave, including the money that they were going to put aside for more therapy, 2,800, which means they might be able to go up in the world next. So we've moved time from the 1st of October to the 11th of October. Owen went into therapy. Everyone's healed up fully. We went to a night market. Miriam tried to fix the body armor. Oh, and we would probably spent a few hundred. I'll knock a couple of hundred off. We'll repair all body armor, so all body armor's on plus. We've got Owen's got a new weapon. Miriam's got a whole new deck. Temu has organised a job that we have to do in exchange for some help taking down the bozos. We know where the bozos are. We know when Gaius is going to be there. We know when he's going to be there with enough of his net architecture that Miriam can try and hack Gaius. Gaius can try and retaliate against Miriam, so we can have a fight going on between Gaius and Miriam, as well as a fight going on the stage at the time. It might be a long one, but we'll do that next episode. It will be a long one. We'll try and have some interesting, you can see my painted minis. We'll try and have some interesting stuff going down and use the big monitor for everyone to see. That's basically, that's a standard, I think I haven't done one of these in a while, but that's a standard shopping admin for a game like this, for Cyberpunk, going around finding interesting stuff. We visited the night market and saw how those mechanics worked, and that's quite interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed that and you didn't get bored, and you're still here. If you're still here, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think that's that really. We will then catch up next week for a bit more Cyberpunk. Thank you very much to the Adventurers Guild for all of your support. Thank you very much for being a subscriber if you're a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, do consider it. It might help the equations and all the algorithms, and who knows, the way that YouTube delivers things to you. As long as you watch this to this point, it'll probably deliver you more of my stuff, subscription or not. But it does make me feel as though I am validated in what I'm doing and you are enjoying it. So if you would like to give me a subscription, that would be awesome, Saucepan. There's a newsletter that you can sign up to, which I will send you stuff every week, a little bit of a spiel about some thoughts and some stuff that's going on, and some free stuff will be sent your way every now and then. If you'd like to see any of the additional videos that I'm creating, then the Adventurers Guild, you can see their names again, is the way to go. Thank you very much. I'll leave you be to enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.